What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of In the Wild. I'm Rayshawn, and for today's episode, it's going to be a little interesting, a little techie, if you will, because if you didn't already know, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and so it only made sense to interview our illustrious dean from the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Dean Alexander Schwartzman. And I'm excited because he is the only dean that I have yet to interview for the podcast. So I'm excited to talk to him because that knocks off all the deans on my list that I wanted to talk to, because I wanted to interview all the deans. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about all the cool things happening over there with their school, because if you didn't know, for the most part, they're housed over at the Georgia Cyber Innovation and Training Center on our Riverfront campus, which is really cool. Very cool space. If you haven't, you should definitely check it out. So many amazing things happening over there. So we want to talk to him a little bit. And then we have a very well-established alum, Michael Banks, to come talk to us because he has a really cool career working in cybersecurity for Amazon Web Services. So I want to talk to Michael because he was very involved as a student on campus, and now he's working in this field in a Cybersecurity Awareness Month, like I said, so it's only fitting to interview our cybersecurity folks. So I'm excited to have this episode. So I hope you're ready, Jag Nation, because here we go. Dean Schwartzman, welcome to In the Wild. So excited to chat with you a little bit.
Pleasure to be here, Rayshawn.
Yes, very excited because you are the final dean out of all of our deans to have. So we saved the best for last, of course.
Thank you.
And just diving right in, as dean, I want to, get the conversation started about what makes our School of Computer and Cyber Sciences unique, just in the world of cyber education. What makes us special?
Well, I think that the quality of our faculty is fantastic. Our faculty is nationally and internationally visible. And according to some rankings, in, for example, theoretical computer science, we are ranked 2 in the state of Georgia. And there is a small technical college in Atlanta. It's going to be hard to compete with them, but but we are going there.
Well, that's cool to know that we're number 2.
Yeah, and so we were able to attract a lot of fantastic faculty. Since the school founding in 2017, we started with 9 faculty. Now we have 55 faculty.
Oh, wow.
We started with 300 students. Now we have almost 1,000 students. And our students, I'm very proud to say, they're fantastic. Some of our students are just phenomenal.
I love that. And what is that like for you as dean to see so much growth in such a short amount of time?
Well, this is the reason I came here to Augusta, Georgia. Most of my adult and professional life was in New Jersey, New York, and New England. And one day I got a call from Augusta, how would you like to visit Augusta? And my knee-jerk reaction was, you can forget about it because I have enough snow in Connecticut already. In New England, when you say Augusta, it means Augusta, Maine.
Oh.
Fortunately, they were patient with me and explained that this is Augusta, Georgia, which intrigued me, so I came here. And I thought that, talking to the deans, to the president, to the provost, I felt that there is a tremendous energy and potential here. And for me, it really became a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to build something new, ground up, and excel both in research and education, and we're doing that.
I love that. And I guess for those who are unfamiliar, how would you say the demand for cyber education has changed over the years?
Well, cybersecurity became a very hot topic in the last decade, right? In the business, we say that there are only 2 types of computers.
Okay.
Those that have been hacked and those whose owners do not yet know that they have been hacked.
Oh, wow.
So that is really important. And when I talked to President Kiel at the time, his vision was to have a comprehensive research college in computing disciplines and a strength in cybersecurity. And this is what we proceeded doing. We have introduced 3 cybersecurity majors. Mm-hmm. On the strength of our majors, we're designated as a National Center of Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense. And we are also designated as a National Center of Excellence in Cyber Operations. Only the 22nd university in the country to be so designated.
Oh, wow.
So something is going on here that's right, and we're proud of our achievements. This is not the end of the road. We're going to continue moving forward, but the momentum is strong.
I definitely think the momentum is there, even just looking at the Cyber Center, how much growth just physically that
Yes.
space has over the years. Another thing I think is really cool with our Cyber Center is that you guys are really big on partnerships. So could you talk a little bit about some of the partnerships with, say, Fort Gordon and just other partners
Yes.
in the area?
So Augusta University is very fortunate because we have fantastic neighbors in the area. First of all, we have Fort Gordon here in Augusta with Department of Defense, several agencies present there. And across the river, we have Savannah River Site, with whom we have a very close partnership, in particular with Savannah River National Laboratory. And we're also partnering with several commercial entities. I want to mention that all of our majors in their senior year must have a senior design project.
Okay.
And here students in teams, typically 4 students, work with a real external partner, and they are solving a real world problem. And this prepares them for their careers. And we had several students working with various projects, Department of Defense projects, partners at the Georgia Cyber Center, Savannah River National Lab, and that prepares them. I also want to mention that Augusta University has a growing ROTC program, and a plurality of the students, of the cadets, are majoring in my school.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yes, not the majority, but the plurality. And just to tell you that how successful they are, the Department of Defense, U.S. Army Cyber Branch, opens about 70 positions every year for freshly commissioned second lieutenants. Half of those go directly to West Point, and the rest of the civilian universities compete for the remaining 30 slots. And there are nationally over 3,000 cadets applying. I'm happy to report that in the last 3 years, 6 of our students were chosen. And the odds of winning that are astronomical, 1 in 1,000, more or less. And this says something not only about the quality of our programs in cybersecurity, but also about the quality of the students who graduate here.
And what does that feel like for you as dean, seeing your students get these competitive jobs as soon as they graduate, or in this case, maybe even before they graduate?
Yeah, by the time that they graduate, the employment is complete. Well, there are 2 ways to look at this. One is that we're very proud of our students. Our visibility nationally is increasing. We're attracting more and more students. But it also creates, ironically, a challenge. And that is because very few of our students choose to pursue advanced degrees. So our quote-unquote enemy here is Google and Amazon that pay some of our students 6-digit salaries with a fresh bachelor's. And we have a challenge attracting students for graduate study, in particular for doctoral study. And for us to gain new heights in visibility and research, we must have a vibrant program. It is rather new. We started 3 years ago. We went from 0 to 60 PhD students in just 3 years, which is really impressive. Even I am impressed. And this year we graduated 2 of our first students. But it is a challenge. It is a national challenge. Very few domestic students choose to pursue advanced degrees in computing.
That's an interesting problem that I guess career outlook is so positive for those students that they're like, hey, I'm good once I leave. That's interesting. What would you say are some, I guess, common misperceptions about those who want to pursue a career in cyber?
Yeah, and more broadly in computing. So we have no shortage of freshman applications for freshman admissions from high schoolers, and this already, as you pointed out, there is a challenge there. Not all students understand that the programs here are very, very rigorous. And they're thinking, well, I own the computer since birth, I play games all night long, how hard could it be? They come here and they're stunned because the programs are not easy. So it is one of our goals is to engage more with regional high schools, at least, to generate better awareness of what it means to pursue a degree in cybersecurity or computer science, and what preparation is necessary. I mean, it is not for everyone. I mean, if somebody forced me to study chemistry, well, my chemistry professors will forgive me. I will not be successful, right? It doesn't mean that the person is not intelligent. It's just sometimes it's not for everyone, right? And this is the important challenge. How do we help students, high schoolers, and adults who want to change their career? How do we help them make the correct selection?
Yeah. Are there any upcoming projects or initiatives that you're really excited about that you can share?
Yes, we are. So cybersecurity is hot. And what's the second hot area these days? And that's artificial intelligence.
Yeah, for sure.
So this year, well, actually past academic year, we got our newest program that's bachelor's in data science. And it includes a substantial artificial intelligence component. We expect for this program to grow. We're also growing our artificial intelligence research capabilities, machine learning. We have more than 10 faculty who are interested in this. And moving forward, I would not be surprised if in a year or two or three we see an artificial intelligence department in the school.
That would be interesting, especially with AI kind of being like a free-for-all right now, and everyone's trying to figure out how to use it. Having a academic department, that could be really interesting.
Yeah, I get questions all the time, and as you pointed out, people don't really know what it is. And the typical question I get is, I want to use AI. Can you tell me what is AI and how can I use it? Yeah. So the level of awareness is just absent, really. It's a new field, extremely fast growing. Growing pains are unavoidable. There are ethical issues in use of AI. People may over-rely on AI and abrogate their responsibilities. And the human must always remain in charge unless it's a fairly routine automated process where we can delegate the entire operation to the artificial intelligence control.
And what does that look like for your faculty? Because just with computing and cyber, that's the industry that does move very quickly and evolve very quickly. And then you have AI that's making it even quicker. So how do they stay caught up with all of the things that is forever changing?
Well, this is why I think it is important for any university to have both the educational and the research components. The world is changing. And so it is through active research of our faculty, we are able to introduce the latest technologies, methodologies, areas of science that are developing today, and integrate some of this within reason in our undergraduate curricula.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of that, because I do think having an AI program here could be very helpful. So speaking of security, it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So how does the school engage with Cybersecurity Awareness Month? Do you guys do anything?
Well, I wish we did more, but we're way too busy, and especially in the fall, there are typically federal agencies for which we apply for research funding, so we're quite busy. And with the growth of the enrollment, we have sometimes challenges finding enough instructors to teach our students. We have enough, right? But there is dynamic tension in this area.
Interesting. And I guess just if you had unlimited resources, this is more of a fun question here. Where do you see the school growing, say, in the next 5 to 10 years? Just no holes, no barriers.
Yes. So right now, if you look at one ranking system that ranks the quality of the faculty in terms of research, we are right now ranked about 100 nationally.
Okay.
And it will be some time before US News sees us, and that is because Augusta University as a name is not yet widely known. Just last week, I had to respond to US News survey, and they asked me to grade several hundred computer science programs nationally. Well, 9 out of 10 of them I have never heard of, right?
Oh, wow.
So even I cannot remember, 1,000 university names. So somebody sees Augusta University, they don't know what it is, must not be good, right? But in terms of the factual, not cosmetic quality and ranking, we're going to be in the top 70 in the next 2 years. Our faculty should be growing. Right now we have about 55. I see us getting closer to 100, 5 years. Well, it took us 5 years to go from 10 to 50. Extrapolating will take us to 100. I think that we'll have substantial strength in artificial intelligence, in cybersecurity. We will be one of the top cybersecurity programs nationally, both at we're already one of the strongest at the undergraduate level, but I also want to have visibility and strength at the graduate level. And I want our bachelor's graduates, master's students, and doctorates to be highly sought after nationally. And if we continue the way we are, I think we will be there. I see a new building in our future.
Oh, nice.
And that will be substantial, not only because we need the space, but also because it is a nationally visible accomplishment that people begin to recognize and say, Augusta University, something interesting is happening here.
So what would you put in the new building?
Well, research labs, faculty, space for students, undergraduate labs, classrooms, and secret facilities for classified research. Incidentally, we have last fall we have done a research project for the United States Secret Service. I cannot tell you much about what we did, but I will tell you that we have received verbal thank you from the United States Secret Service. So some interesting things are happening here.
That is really cool. And before I let you go, because we've been talking about this before, I think it's only fair as the final dean for me to interview that you play a round of Guess the Deans.
I'm for it.
So I'm going to read you some fun facts about your colleagues, and I want to see how well you know them based off of their alma mater and some other things that I got listed here. So first up, I want to say this is going to be probably the easiest one because I feel like all the deans have got this one. This dean is a proud graduate from Ohio State University, has been dean since 2021, and is a Lego master.
Dean Davis.
Correct. This dean is from East Tennessee State University, has been dean since 2023, and is an alum of their college.
Not Dean Waters.
No.
I fail.
I'll give you another.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'll give you another try. But yeah, they're relatively new, and they got their graduate degree from the college that they currently oversee?
You got me. I'm not a good player in this game.
Dean Young from DCG, the Dental College of Georgia.
Yeah, I should have gotten that one.
Okay, let's see. Who else?
Just give me an easy one.
Well, the first one you got pretty quickly. This next dean is from Texas Tech University. Also has been dean since 2023, and they make their own wine.
I know Dean Hess appreciates wine, but he's been a dean much longer. Would that be 2023?
Mm-hmm. They've been in their college for much longer, and I'll give you another hint. They're on Somerville.
I give up.
Dean Thompson, Mark Thompson.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, he makes his own wine. I haven't tried it.
Wow.
But this next dean is from the University of Virginia. They've been dean since 2018, and they have served in the military.
Dean Sutherland.
Close.
Dean Lester Pretlow.
Correct. This next one is from Johns Hopkins University. Has been dean since 2017, faculty since 2001, and is a diehard Phillies fan. You said you guessed them earlier.
Dean Hess?
Yes, Dean Hess. See, you're doing good. You're doing good. Next one is from that university in Atlanta you talked about from earlier. Been dean of their college since 2017 and also served in the military.
Dean Sutherland.
Mm-hmm. See, knocking these out. Next up is a graduate from the University of Georgia. Has been dean since 2019, faculty since 2003, and has twin sons. Also on Somerville.
Dean Wilson.
Correct. From the process of...
Dean Judy Wilson.
Yes. All right, and last one is a graduate of the State University of New York at Geneseo, dean since 2021, and is a volunteer for the Heart Walk, CSRA Heart Walk.
Brad?
No. I'm trying to see if I have any other fun facts about this dean without giving it away. Was interim provost?
Dean Jennifer Sullivan.
Correct.
How could I miss that? I mean,
You did pretty good. I think you know your deans pretty well.
I didn't expect 10 questions. I expected one dean to guess.
But thank you so much for chatting with me. Any final thoughts
Sure.
about the school before I let you go?
Well, I think that I will tell you that I feel really, really elated seeing the difference that the university is making. And in terms of graduating the next generation of, in many cases, leaders. Certainly looking at my own students in my school, I am truly proud of many of our top students. And I'm looking forward to seeing them emerge truly as technology leaders in this century.
Well, thank you, Dean Schwartzman, for all that you do for our students and for chatting with me today.
My pleasure.
All right, Michael, thank you so much for being here to, well, your actual virtual. Where are you virtual from today?
I'm from London today, all the way in the UK.
Well, I appreciate you from calling in from the UK and getting started. Can you talk a little bit about your journey with AU? Because you're one of those unique students that had experiences with all of our legacy institutions. So could you talk a little bit about that and how you got to working with Amazon Web Services?
Absolutely. So my journey started back in 2010 in undergrad, starting at Augusta State University, and started doing ROTC, definitely into computers. Went through undergrad, and that was really that transition around change because it went from really Augusta State University to Georgia Regents University. And actually, during Georgia Regents University was when I was on things like, the crew, SGA, and then towards that last year, uh, in addition to doing the search to actually change presidents. But that's when we switched to Augusta University right after that. And then finished my undergrad, started into the cybersecurity field, about a year or two break from graduating from undergrad, and came back to Augusta University for my master's. I started on campus there and finished my master's online.
So before we get into, I guess, your career now, because I think you do some really cool stuff. I want to say you had the very cool, rare title of being SJ president for what was then GRU. Like you're only one, like you're one of the only people that can say that you were SJ president for GRU. So could you talk a little bit about what campus was like at that time for you?
That was an interesting time. I think there was I don't know, a mixed vibe or feeling between students because you really had two camps. You had people that loved the name and you had people that hated the name. So it was like this mixed divide, and some, still held of like really missing that Augusta aspect to it. So, and it was also a unique time because they were giving 2 degrees. Then you would get a Georgia Regional University or Augusta University degree, and you would get an Augusta State degree at the same time. It was like interesting. So it was really a mixed period. But it did allow us to add in some creativity, or at least get the juices flowing for creativity because of the opportunity for a new design or new logo. So like in SGA, we recreated the logos, and you'll see that a lot of the time as people would update their branding and aspects like that. So I think it was a good transition to get to Augusta University because I think that really had the ability to identify some of the missing aspects like Augusta in the name. And it allowed, the campus to dig deeper into the roots to now, having the actual logo we have today of Augusta University and having the history embedded in the actual logo. And then instead of the GRU like lettered, you really didn't have the branding aspect to it. But it was a good transition to becoming a research university, adding in the health sciences aspects of it. So it was a nice transition period.
And what do you think from your SJ experience, ROTC experience? You're also part of the crew. Like, how did that kind of prepare you for your career now? Like, what did you learn from those things and bring into your current role?
I think being a part of so many organizations, but also so many different types of organizations, even some academic, allowed me to pull on different areas of strengths. So ROTC was about, being on time, leadership, and, you know, leading people, whether it's an outdoor militaristic exercise or even like Jaguar production crew, it was more of, student focused and actually providing events and outreach and community service and activities for the campus. So I think also at the same time, SGA allowed to sort of address some of the issues that were on campus, whether it's the notorious and probably still exists parking aspects, and from that to different just funding models and finances and budget. So that there were so many different skills that I was able to pull on that they focused on that did transition and help me out very well to you know private sector or a job after college.
So careers in cyber have just really like boomed over the last couple of years. How did this industry appeal to you? Like, or was it something that always appealed to you? Like when you were a little boy, did you always want to work in cybersecurity, or like how did that manifest for you?
So I actually can credit that completely, almost completely, to Augusta University because from I'd say 75% of my undergraduate, I knew I wanted to do something with computers. And I always told myself I would be open to doing any job except making video games. Because that just one wasn't my passion, but two, on the actual visual side of it, I'd never be happy with it. But at Augusta University, I remember one of my teachers, Dr. Sexton, who actually used to lead the cyber school. Um, I was in one of her classes and they were advertising B-Sides Augusta, which was hosted and still is hosted at Augusta University. I went to that and I only went for extra credit. I didn't even know it was a security conference. I didn't know it was about anything with cybersecurity, but I went there. And one of the speakers was giving a talk and they were looking for interns. And it being my junior year, I was looking for an internship. So that worked out. I just walked up to the presenter and was like, he just asked me, "Can you code?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can code." So after that, I did an internship and he just happened to be an ex hacker with the NSA. And that sort of, I did an internship there. And that was like my foray and my rabbit hole into cybersecurity. And I started taking all the cybersecurity classes at Augusta University after that and was able to finish my degree in IT with that minor in cybersecurity. So that sort of got me interested in cybersecurity and I've never stopped or looked back since.
Nice. And so talk to us a little bit about what your day to day looks like in your current role with Amazon.
Yeah, so I lead a global incident response team for Amazon Web Services in our SOC, in our Security Operations Center. So our team deals with security issues and they hand those issues around the world. Hence one of the reasons I'm in London now. Um, so I have teams around the world and we literally no day is the same. There's no dull day, but we really get the opportunity to really safeguard the cloud for customers and really, maintain and work for that customer trust. And so my day to day is, leading managers, leading engineers, dealing with cyber issues and events and really, enjoying every day as is day one.
That's a nice way to put it. Enjoying every day as if it's day one. For students, current students who are probably getting ready to go into the field to work, what just like off the top of your head advice that you may have for them while they're still in school, taking classes, getting ready to go?
So my first one would be just enjoy it. Time will fly. I know many people used to say that to me back in the day, but it's really an aspect that time does fly. The other I would say is really focus on those fundamentals. There's a lot of fundamental classes, whether it's fundamentals in the field of cybersecurity or IT, or even writing or English, or even those kind of areas, because a lot of what's out there in industry is really just a building block that is on top of those fundamentals. You can reduce everything down from journalism down to writing, from cybersecurity down to the fundamentals of networking. There's so many areas to where the fundamental, you know, aspects of even math, of that statistics class or that algebra class or that calculus class. Everything comes back down to those fundamentals. So to really advance and get good at the advanced things, really having a grasp on the basic fundamental things is imperative, because after that, it'll really propel you for any type of role.
I also think for some students, they may feel like out of all of the areas to go in when it comes to computer science, cyber sciences, like cybersecurity in particular might be a little intimidating. Did you feel that way at first, or is there anything that you did to kind of combat that intimidation?
I wasn't intimidated for me because I had always been fascinated and playing around with computers, even at an early young age, because my mom used to have like a laptop that she used to bring home from work in the 90s, which was something back then. But I used to always get on her laptop and play the couple games that they had, like, Minesweeper back then, and, Hearts and Solitaire, the old school games. But that always fascinated me about computers. And then I got a computer. And then, in high school, I started helping the AV team out in high school and even in college, really getting curious in the lab at Augusta University, the computer lab. So I had always been interested in computers and IT already. So when cybersecurity came, cybersecurity is just a building block that sits on top of IT and computers. So I wasn't really worried or scared about that, but I can absolutely see how someone could be worried about it. But I would say, again, those fundamentals, even cybersecurity, at the end of the day, has to go all the way back down to zeros and ones and light on a computer board. So I would say break things down just as an engineer, or simplify those complex aspects because they're just simple concepts under the hood.
That makes sense. So switching gears a little bit to, I want to say those like me that aren't invested in cybersecurity, but because of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, there are things that we need to be cyber safe. So what are, I would say, some basic just digital safety tips that you think all students should follow or be aware of?
Absolutely. So I would say some of the common ones that you've probably heard before. Um, don't reuse passwords. Use a password manager. Use two-factor authentication or MFA, multi-factor authentication. Like, I would say that's the quick things that come to mind. Some of the, you know, probably next layer up from that is use passkeys instead of passwords, which is another form of authentication that allows you. So, like when you use your iPhone or Android phone, it has the ability to do passkeys. It's actually a better form of logging in versus password. So I would say those, don't write them down and put them on a sticky note and put them on your monitor or your keyboard, or, don't share that out and share passwords with people. So I would say those are like the quick low hanging fruit that comes to mind.
So are those password managers, are they safe though? Uh, for me, I've tried using them before, but then I always have in the back of my mind, like, okay, what if I really do forget my password? And then Apple or some other device has created a password for me and I have no idea what it is.
So there are always trade offs with everything. Um, uh, the password managers have a master password. That should be like a password that isn't on anything else. That way, if there's a breach at some other company or some other aspect, then you don't have to worry about that. That's one. The trade-off on not using a password manager is it lessens your ability to not reuse passwords. Unless you have something physical like a book or something that you're writing down all your passwords, and then you lose the ability to do that, and that slows you down, and that adds friction. A lot of people don't like to spend that time to do that. I think on the foresight for password managers, in today's technology, it adds more complexity and like analytics to where it does let you know, hey, you've reused this password. There are also password managers that allow you to easily and quickly change your password. And does it, there's also even some that allow you to, it'll tell you when there's a breach that occurred for the website or company that you have a
Mm.
password for and prompt you to change your password. So I think when you look at the trade-offs of the pros and cons for password manager, there's always going to be risk, whether you have one or not. And I think the pros outweigh the cons for password manager. I would say still choose, be wary and careful of some implementation of password managers. They all aren't created equal, but I still think and recommend everyone get a password manager. Did not have one.
That makes sense. And what would you say is like a cybersecurity threat that people often underestimate besides reusing passwords? Because that is probably the most common thing I would say people do and probably shouldn't. But outside of that, what are some other things that people underestimate?
I think people underestimate the risks that they face by not keeping things up to date.
Mm.
So I would absolutely update applications, whether it's on your phone or computer. I would absolutely update the software, the actual, version of the phone or computer, whether it's Windows, Apple, iOS, or Android. I would update those, and even your browser, keeping that up to date. Whenever you see that, it's time for an update, restart, to actually apply it. Take the time and do it. Don't leave it, because a lot of, some are features, but a lot of times some are security fixes. That way you're not vulnerable or left vulnerable for different attacks that may be out there. And some don't even require you to go anywhere, do anything wrong. By keeping your systems up to date protects you more than not. So I think that is another one that people take for granted that leaves people exposed.
I think that's a good one. So what would you say to that person that's like, well, I always wait to update my iPhone because when I update it, it's always glitchy at first. Or the same with other softwares. They're like, oh, I want to wait for the glitches to get fixed first. What would you say to those folks?
So that's fair. I think software definitely changes over time. And sometimes you have to relearn some things. And sometimes things break. However, in the alternative is if you don't and you end up getting hacked, or your device gets compromised, you're probably going to have a worse day than figuring out a new process, or a new way to do something. And if you need further motivation, I'm happy uh, to demonstrate the problem and aspects of not doing that. Because I mean, there are a lot of different, whether it's YouTube videos or different companies that learn through breaches or through their device getting compromised. So I don't take the risk. It's not worth it.
For sure. I'm one of those people, like, as soon as I see an update, I'm like, I'm on it. I'll try to be on it. Um, and I guess just kind of zooming out a little bit, like what would you say, especially with the advancements of like AI, what are some of the just big cybersecurity challenges or threats that you see on the horizon out there?
Yeah, I think benefits of AI is similar to the benefits. Well, the benefits of AI and security is similar to the benefits of AI in general. So a lot of people today use it for, like, writing or automating tasks. This same benefit can be used for evil, for hackers. They can automate getting to your device quicker. They can automate sending
Mm.
you that spam. And that spam will look very good now, because it's not a random insert country over here that can't really have, that has broken English. It's going to be pretty good English now, since Gen AI can generate some amazingly good documents, right? So I think it's going to make it harder for people to spot spam or
Mm.
spot phishing or scams even. So I think that's going to be a risk that AI exacerbates and makes it easier for attackers to do. So I think we have to use AI in the inverse for safety to allow it to detect things better or to take actions on our behalf better. So it's going to be the constant push and pull mentality around staying vigilant and staying safe.
Yeah, because just the other day I was watching a video and I saw how this one woman literally got scammed because these attackers used AI to use her daughter's voice to make it seem like she was, I don't know, in a car accident or something to that extent. And like it was just this whole scam of like them faking the police voices as well. So she's sending these people all this money. It was like thousands of dollars to take care of this other victim that didn't exist. And so she's like, yeah, I spent like $10,000-$15,000 to make this thing go away, thinking that she was doing the right thing, and it was a whole scam
Yeah,
from
deepfakes are
AI.
real. Deepfakes are real.
And that's just crazy. So it makes perfect sense, as you mentioned. Like, yeah, we should be using AI inversely to, help better detect those things and combat those things. Because yeah, the advancement is like moving exceedingly, like supernaturally fast, I want to say.
Absolutely. I don't think it's going to slow down at all. It's only going to get faster and get smarter. So we have to get just as fast on our end.
So I feel like with the role that you have, like to me, it kind of seems like fast paced, like a lot of high important things are going on. So how do you kind of maintain just like personal life with the demands of protecting Amazon and all of the things that Amazon provides for the world?
Yeah, I think balance is always something. And, it's difficult to have a work-life balance. Some people say it doesn't even exist. I think, sometimes it can seem like spinning plates. Sometimes it can be, you know, tunnel vision on one side and then neglecting the other. But I think balance overall is needed. So whether I'm, knee deep at work or whether I'm, on a vacation, with my wife, I think it's family's important, moderation's important, but also really focusing and giving whatever it is you're doing the utmost respect and like passion for it. So I think it's about focus and moderation.
So before I let you go, last question here. For Augusta University, part of our brand is that Augusta University provides life-changing, life-saving education. And so my question, or final question for you, Michael, would be, how would you describe Augusta University as changing your life in any capacity?
Mm. I think Augusta University had countless opportunities out there, as I mentioned, from really just having top-notch teachers, professors, having top-notch experiences, whether it's, the Jaguar production crew, whether it's, you know, going to a cybersecurity conference on behalf of Augusta University, whether it's ROTC, whether it's student government. I think there are tons of opportunities and experiences that come from going to Augusta University. So I think those moments, the people there, this, the classmates that were in my class, the professors, the administrators, everyone leaves an impression. And I think that along the way changes everyone's lives.
I love that. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I hope the rest of your stay in London goes well. I have not been to the UK, so that's on my bucket list of travel locations. But yeah, thanks again. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that episode. And I guess just to recap here, the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences is doing some really awesome things, and y'all should definitely check them out. For all of those who are watching this and are thinking about maybe becoming a major, they would love to have you. Or if you're just interested in what the school is doing, definitely stop by the Cyber Center to check some check out some cool things, get a tour. And thanks again to Michael for chatting with us all the way from London. Very excited to see all the cool things that he's doing as a former SGA president to another SGA president. It's always good to keep in touch. So shout out to him. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Like, subscribe, do all the things. We can keep the conversation going on our Instagram. So at In the Wild Pod. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Go Jags!